Welcome to the marketing podcast for local businesses, the ultimate resource hub where we unlock secrets worth thousands of pounds to help you skyrocket your business earnings. My name's Adam.
And I'm Josh.
And today we'll be talking about how to build your business website, whether you should do it yourself or whether you should hire a pro. So let's talk about the pros and cons of each. Now, I'm completely empathetic to small businesses that may not have, a few hundred / a couple of £1,000, depending on what their website is, of course, to hire a professional such as websitedesigners.london or kind of go to improve my searchranking.com. So look, I get it. And, Josh gets it. We were talking about it offline earlier. But we want to give you your options, tell you what your options are, what to look out for, the pros and cons of each, and be very honest about it. So here we go. You've got two routes. You can design your own website or hire a professional. Now, it depends on how well versed you are with technology, how much time you have, how much patience you have. Ultimately, whilst these DIY platforms do market themselves as a drag and drop tool, I mean, as a professional web designer, sometimes they can get a little more complex than they kind of market themselves out to be. There isn't any code involved. There can be. But largely you can create a website without knowing any code. And I do want this. I do want to liken this to buying a bicycle versus buying a bike. Not a bike. Buying a bicycle versus buying a car. Right? You get what you pay for. You're either going to be sitting on a pedal, not on a pedal, on a seat, pedaling away by yourself, not being able to carry much from when you're traveling from A to B, and you're going to be exposed to the elements, the sunshine, the rain, storm. Or you can be in a car which is nicely wrapped around. You'll be sheltered from the elements. You'll be able to fit some stuff in your boots and take people with you as well. What I'm trying to say there is the DIY option is the bike. It does get you from A to B, but you're going to struggle a little in terms of marketing a business and how it looks, because obviously if you're doing it yourself and this isn't your speciality, if you're as I said, I always like to refer to if you're a baker or selling cakes, your speciality or your skill set isn't going to be in designing websites, right? So look, we get it all the time, and Josh made a great point earlier about that sometimes the clients he gets. Josh, do you want to explain what you were saying earlier?
So yeah, a lot of customers come to us and they require SEO help, and they've built a website themselves, and they've asked, can we go ahead and do an SEO campaign? And I often say, yes, we can, but it would be much better if we were to build a proper, high converting, SEO friendly website. But on the other hand, we can still work with DIY websites, and they do work, but not to the maximum potential.
Yeah. And funnily enough, when I get clients coming through the door, that they typically are open to change, but I do, maybe one or two, say, look, I've used Wix, I like it, can we keep it? And I will say no. You're welcome to keep it, obviously, at your own peril, or go to another web developer that might want to keep it. But ultimately, I want to offer a high quality service, and I don't feel I can do that. And again, Josh works with it, and we don't want to turn customers away. Completely get that. There's no right or wrong in this. Okay, absolutely no right or wrong. This is more about opinion. So whether Josh and I agree or disagree, or you agree or disagree, ultimately I feel they're very restrictive. And you ask anyone, if you compare something like Wix, Wix, which is a provider of DIY website builders, or Squarespace, another provider, they market themselves as a low cost drag and drop service. You pay a monthly subscription fee, a low fee, so it is considerably cheaper, no doubt about it. So the benefit, the pro, is affordability, low cost. The con is it takes a lot of your time, and the functionality may not produce the best outcome for your business, and it might even work against you if you develop a website which is poorly designed. Then a potential customer that might want to buy from you might view your website and then it might be put off by it, and they may think, it's not professional, I don't want to deal with this client, right? I mean, we've all visited websites like that. We've gone on a website where it might have been built in what looked like 1980s when the internet wasn't even around, right? But those are the kind of pros and cons. Whereas if you work with and again, if you're very tech savvy, you can do it yourself. We always recommend, depending on what your website does, we recommend the content management system, also abbreviated as CMS. We recommend the CMS called WordPress. It's a content management system which was originally created to publish blogs, but has evolved to support other web content and traditional websites. It's great for informational websites, and it's actually extremely popular. And in fact, it's been used by 43% of the top 10 million websites as at December 23. So, as you can imagine, hugely popular. And those, it's very customizable. You can do anything. If you know code, you can literally do anything with it. So it's fantastic. That is the CMS, or content management system or platform, I would recommend people to use, and that's what we always recommend. Now, if you're selling products online or taking payments online, also known as e-commerce, I would recommend Shopify. Shopify, again, has become huge. It hosts 4.6 million stores across 175 countries, and it's great. It's huge. A lot of companies use it from all sizes. That's more specific to e-commerce platforms, so i.e. those taking payments online. In terms of SEO, like you mentioned before, Josh, you can, no matter what platform people are on, people can still improve their SEO, right?
They can, but it can be very restrictive as well. So, for example, Wix is an example of a bad CMS or do-it-yourself website platform to integrate SEO best practices. You can't do everything you can do in WordPress or Shopify, where there's a lot more scope to improve every single element of your SEO.
Yeah, and just spot on, I agree. And just to give you an example, a client comes to us and says, hey, I've designed my website on Wix or Squarespace. I want to move this text up an inch. Sometimes you might be restricted. Or I want to host videos on the website. You might be restricted. So there are functionalities which may be limited on these platforms. And sometimes they even lock you into long contracts. Which may not be beneficial for your business. I won't say too much so I don't get sued by these guys. But look, it is great if you just want an online platform, and you just want to get started, or if you just want a one-page informational website, reach out to WDL .digital or to Josh. What £300 for a one-pager? It's not much, That's a one-page informational website, no frills. And obviously, as you increase the number of pages, or you want an e-commerce website, that will come into the kind of low thousands. But again, it's a one-off low thousands cost. There are kind of ongoing smaller hosting and domain fees, but that's marginal in comparison to their one-off design fee. So look, as we said, 43% of websites, the top 10 million websites, use WordPress. That stat speaks for itself. DIY options are low cost, user friendly, some are arguably user friendly, and they quick setup. They produce less polished results, and our time require a lot of your time to learn and to build them. So look, have any of you built your own website? If so, what was your experience like? We'd love to hear from you. If you need any help, again, we'd love to hear from you. And ultimately, hiring a professional can take your website to the next level, increasing your brand appearance, increasing your SEO, and it can change. It can change the number of leads you get. It can change the sales you make. You can go from one sale a month or lead a month to hundreds and thousands of leads a month and sales a month. So if you can, it's worth it. I'd always say, personally, it's my opinion, especially if you want an online store and more integrated booking system or kind of great features. Any other pro or con I've missed on each of them, Josh?
I think you covered everything. I think the main point is what you mentioned in the opening, where if you're a baker, if you're a carpet cleaner, you're not an expert in making a website. You can do it yourself and you can make a somewhat good website, but getting a professional to build it for you is going to lead to better results in terms of your branding, conversions, and your SEO.
Absolutely agree. Well, look, I hope this episode has helped you navigate your web development journey. Don't forget to subscribe to us and stay tuned. Remember, this episode and podcast is all about helping you skyrocket your business earnings and unlocking those secrets that are worth thousands. So my name's Adam.
And I'm Josh.
Thank you for tuning in and listening soon.